Blueprint. You can find more information about our programs, our organization, or become a donor at blueprintlife.org. Okay, everybody, so this first tutorial is going to go through just some of the basic buttons to use when creating a document here on the toolbar. Okay, one thing I will say with this toolbar is I am using the 2013 version of Microsoft Word. However, I have a screenshot of Microsoft Word 2007. Okay, and what I want to show you is there's not much difference in how they look. The same tabs are there that you see up here. Okay, now they've added a few differences here and there, but overall, once you learn one, you'll feel comfortable using the rest. Another thing is that the toolbar is the same throughout each program. So if you're using PowerPoint, Excel, you're going to have the same type of toolbar. Okay? All right, so let's get started. All I'm going to do is kind of explain some of the basic buttons here to use that we'll be using throughout this class and as you move forward. So once I click on the home button here, the area that I want to show you is this area here. Okay? This drop-down menu allows you to change your font. What a font is just how your text looks. As you can see in this menu, each one has its own style. Okay? So as you're creating and depending on the document, some of these different fonts may be useful for you. Okay? Right next to it, and this drop down, when you click this arrow, gives you a little menu here. What you get is the size. Okay? So each number corresponds to a certain size of letter. Okay? So let's give you a quick example. That's Times New Roman at 16. Hello. Okay? Now, once I switch it, let's change the size. 22. Hello. There you go. So you can see how that number changed the size of the lettering there. Okay? Now, let's add one more feature. Under this home button here, you get this B, I, and U. Now, if you notice, once I put my mouse over the button, it tells you what that button does. So that says make your text bold. Let's try that. There you go. Now it's bold. See how it's darker? Okay. Now I didn't change the font or the size, but it's a lot darker. Let's try this next button. Italic. So now that I start typing again, hello. Now you see there's a slant to it. Okay. Let's try the U. What does the U stand for? Underline. Okay. Hello. So as you can see, just in that little area, you can do quite a bit with how your text looks and feels. Okay? So moving forward, like I said, this is one area here where you can change the size. But what happens when you've already typed it and you don't want to retype it? Okay? I was like, I want to make it a little bit bigger. Right? What you can do is when you highlight or double click on the word, you see this little gray box here goes around it. See these little A's here, this A here, and a smaller A here? You can increase and decrease if you don't know what number you use until you actually like it. See? So I click the larger one and it keeps going up for me. The smaller one and it goes back down. Okay? So that's that. Now, one other thing on here on the home button. So once I'm here, and you can still see it's still grayed, so that means it's still selected and highlighted. I want to change the text color. So let's make it red. Okay. So under the home button here, you have your font, which is how it looks, the size, bold, italic, underline. All right. So now let's move on over. Now I'm going to skip some of these because these are a little bit more advanced. We're just going to do the basic ones so you get a good feel for it. This one here, these lines here, tells me how I can align my text. So if you notice, the hello is on the very far left. Now if I move it over to the beginning, okay? And I click this middle one, that centers it for me. So now I'm in the center of the page, okay? So if you're writing a resume, this may be a good spot for you to type in your name, address, so forth, or go all the way to the right. Okay, so these first three are very, very important to use when you're creating a document. So let's go all the way far left. All right. So now let's show you some other quick, neat little buttons as well. This here, the bullets. This does is if you're, say, writing a 5 reasons why it's great to say hello. It's polite. Just because. So as you see, that allows me to go ahead and put bullet points on whatever I'm doing. Okay? Now remember, you just put your mouse over it, it'll explain what each is. Okay? So I clicked it and it took it off. So I can change it and move around. So if I only need bullet points for a couple points, and that's it, and I'm done. Or you can use numbered ones instead. So 1, just because it's polite. So there you go. Now it puts it in numbering format for you. Okay. So those are just some quick tips, tricks on this little toolbar just from the home button. Okay. Some of these other ones are, like I said, a little bit more advanced, and we'll be doing some more things as we move forward. But please just take a look around. Like I said, if you move your mouse over it, it'll let you know what's available, what's there for you to use, and why it's there. So we'll go ahead and end this session, and we'll start your next one coming up.